I'm trying to live in the moment. We gotta live in the moment. Yeah. Well, we're just wasting time, fighting the inevitable. I can't do this anymore. We're just wasting time. So you better go. So you better go. I'm trying to live in the moment. We gotta live in the moment. Yeah. Well, we're just wasting time, fighting the inevitable. I can't do this anymore. We're just wasting time. So you better go. So you better go. I'm gonna miss you. Oh, 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 oh.
Guys, let's shoot. I'm not sure whether I must go to my garden or I must just film here inside my dining room area. We'll see, but let me shoot this video and empower this guy who's a quality engineer. Yeah, let's go. Sausage, come here. Sausage, look, I'm gonna film him in the garden or inside, I'm not sure. I'm not gonna give you your snack now. I'm gonna give you your snack after I'm done filming, okay? Alright, sausage? Because if I give you your snack now, I know when I'm done filming and I'm closing my house doors and curtains, you're gonna be drooling here wanting another snack. So, can we agree to that negotiation? Okay, why look at me like that, sausage? So I will give you a snack after I'm done filming. Alright, mommy has to film. Let's do this, guys. Where is this pen? Oh my god. Yo. Okay, guys. Yo, I'm so tired. Yo. Oh. Wait, my angels. Yo. Yo. I just arrived in my house from the grind and it's a Monday. Yo. Hold on, let me fix my dress. Yo, and I'm so thirsty. Hold on. Let's check the expiry here on this sparkling water bottle. Okay. Yo, Imani, guys. Yo. Yo. You don't know how strong you are until being strong is the only option that you have. And that is currently my option. Yo. Because I'm a very decent person. If I make a promise, I must keep it. Otherwise, the way I'm so tired, the way I'm so fatigued, I'm supposed to say, I ain't doing this anymore. But I can't. Let's drink some water before I greet you guys. Okay. Let's get to it, my angels. Before it gets dark. Oh, I have my notepad pen. So let me put this one here. Okay. I will use this as my order so that I'm not all over the show, okay? Yeah. Stand my sweet donuts, my sweet angels, my subscribers, my sweetest donuts in my donut basket. We are 370 today. Yesterday, we were sausage. Don't even try to disturb me. I'm not in the mood. I'm tired. I need to get inside my house and relax. Yeah, leave me alone. Don't come next to me. I'm filming here. Because I have to buy your dog more. So I must film so that one day YouTube pays me nice money so that I buy you nice dog more. My sweet angels, welcome to my channel. I hope you all had a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Monday in your various places of work. It was a fruitful day, a productive day as usual, but we all know grinding is tiring, especially at this time of the year. We are left with literally less than 6 weeks before we call it quits. So we go to our homelands and relax and enjoy our Christmas vacation, okay? Vacation in our parents' rural homestead it is. So yeah, we are all operating on reserve tank right now as workers all over the world. You are all welcome, Tandwazam. Please do not forget to tell your associates to subscribe to my channel. Tell them that there is a village girl called Dr. Madliwa who has her own YouTube channel. Tell them my channel name. Tell them that my channel name is The Village Girl with a PhD. Okay. Yeah. And if there is one of you who has not subscribed but is watching my channel out there, just know that you are a monitoring spirit and you are not welcomed in my channel. My channel is not for monitoring spirits. This hard work I invest in my channel is for my 370 subscribers. Formal 370 subscribers, not monitoring spirit. If you come to my channel and then you click on a video and watch it, Satan. Basically, that's what it is. Why are you watching my channel? I repeat, why are you watching my channel if you do not like my content? And if you like my content, why are you not pressing that word that is called subscribe? Yeah, and then my 370 subscribers, please do not just watch. Press that thumb. Oh, okay? Yeah, if you watch my channel from start to end, that means you also like my content as my subscriber. So press that bonsi. Okay? Yeah. Oh, when I'm thanking. Today, I am who I am because of destiny helpers. If you see me today, just know that above my own hard work, above my own smart working, above my own brains that God blessed me with, above being the answered prayers of my ancestors, above all that, destiny helpers that were placed by God in my path, they contributed to me being who I am today. Okay? The reason why I became one of the managers within a big municipality, my current employer, at the age of 33, it was destiny helpers who actually made sure that I become a manager of the water and sanitation department at age 33. When I was appointed as the executive director at the South African Association of PhDs at the age of 40 last year, it was destiny helpers who helped me to occupy the position I'm occupying. Both posts that I'm currently occupying, it was destiny helpers who also played an impact in ensuring that I am occupying these current positions that I'm occupying. The one of the quality manager at the municipality and the one of the executive director at the South African Association of PhDs. Destiny helpers. Destiny helpers. Today, I choose to be a destiny helper once more to a person that I've never even seen. Kalamazwi, the subscribers zam diyanibulisa. Yesterday, when I was relaxing in my house after church, I got this message via LinkedIn and the time was 12:18 p.m. That was midday yesterday, Sunday, the 3rd of November, 2024. The message was from a stranger. Stranger means I don't know this person. I've never seen this person. I've never heard of this person. And his name is Sizwe. No. I almost said Sizwe Dlomo. Not Sizwe Dlomo. His name is Siseko Dlomo. Sorry, Puti Siseko, for pronouncing your name wrong. You are not Sizwe Dlomo. You are Siseko Dlomo. I am mentioning you by name because what I'm going to be talking about today, it's great news. It's something good, something positive. It's not something negative where I have to protect your name and give you a name and say, maybe you are Mr. Quality Engineer. So I am not hiding your identity. I hope you are not a criminal. Okay. His message via LinkedIn inbox, it reads as follows. Good day, Dr. Nokanyo. I'm quoting him verbatim. Good day, Dr. Nokanyo. How are you? Sorry for this cold approach, and I was even afraid to reach out on you. I have an assessment with City of Cape Town, Doc, for a professional officer post, brackets, Shrek, quality management, for the reticulation department within the water and sanitation department. I need an assistance with regards to preparation. I would appreciate any form of assistance or guidance from you, since you have a vast experience in the field and you have been in that position before. Thank you very much. I will patiently wait. I responded more than 1 hour later at 13:52 when I saw the message. I responded. I said, good afternoon, Mr. Dlomo. Consider it done, sir. You can call me tomorrow at 10, which is today. I shall assist you to make sure you increase your chances of getting the job. My cell number is D. So I literally wrote my digits there. Don't ever be afraid of approaching potential destiny helpers. We all do. We are all black children who want the best for every other fellow black child in this universe. And then he responded, thank you very much, doctor. I really appreciate this. I will definitely give you a call. That was yesterday, and today, indeed, in the morning, as per the agreed time and the specified time, Mr. Siseko Dlomo did give me a call, and we spoke for about an hour or so. And I also told him that, Siseko, let me also make sure that after work today, I film and shoot a video so that even one day when another person is in your shoes and is consulting me for guidance with regards to the quality engineering / quality management post within a municipality and in specific within a water sector, that individual, I can refer him or her to this video. So I am gonna be equipping you with regards to the preparations of this interview as you have requested me. Thank you for the job ad that you sent me, and I've made a lot of notes on it. during my lunchtime. The reason why I'm helping you, Siseko, today and many other upcoming quality engineers / operations engineers / quality management system specialists and so on and so forth is because of what I've mentioned earlier. I was assisted in my life by destiny helpers that God has placed in my path. That is why today I'm very passionate about being a destiny helper of any black child in this universe. That is the only reason why I'm assisting you. I was also assisted to be where I am today. No. Nobody did me any favor. It is just that God placed them in my path to identify the potential in me. That's what destiny helpers do. They literally have an eye of an eagle. They see beyond a person and penetrate deep and see a person's intelligence and self-drive and positive attitude. That's what destiny helpers did. So my destiny helpers did exactly that. They just saw that in the midst of my extroverted energy, this is an intelligent young girl. And the rest is history. So that's how they helped me in life. Otherwise, they never gave me my degrees. They never gave me my positions that I was talking about. They just assisted me to ensure that I occupy them. They identified my brains and gave me a chance in those posts. And the rest is history. I'm a performer. Okay. So, I hope, Siseko, one day, and many other people will watch this video who will one day attend quality management system related posts, operations engineering related posts, and so on and so forth. When they attend those interviews for those posts and they get them, never ever forget another black child who will want your assistance. You must also remember that, wow, there was a doctor called Dr. Madliwa in Joburg, a rural girl from the dusty little town of Idudwa in the former Transkei, who once helped me without even knowing me. That was my destiny helper, so I need to also help other fellow black children. Without making this video long, let me get to the crux of this video to prepare you so that your chances of getting this post are high. I didn't say prepare you so that you get the post. I'm not God. I'm not your ancestors. I'm not in the panel. So I don't know what they're going to be asking. I don't know what they're going to be looking for. But one thing I am doing is to ensure that you enter that interview venue confident. That's exactly what we all do. For an example at university, when it's exam time and you are entering a lecture examination hall, you don't know what is in that question paper. Only the setter of the paper and the moderator of that exam paper know. But when you stroll and walk right inside that examination university hall, you walk there with confidence if you have prepared. If the day you got your examination timetable, you started preparing for that exam, be rest assured, once you enter that venue, you walk in there with extreme confidence because you know that, wow, I'm prepared for this exam, even if I don't know what is contained within that question paper. That is exactly what we are doing here, Siseko. I am boosting your confidence so that when you enter that interview room on Wednesday, this coming Wednesday, you are confident. So with that being said, I hope your notebook and your pen, they are readily available, so that when you are listening to this video, you capture everything that I'm gonna say. Let's quickly go through the job ad that was advertised by the City of Cape Town and that you sent to me. The same job ad that got you to be within an interview room on Wednesday. I'll go through it quickly. I know you have it, Siseko, but remember the major motive of the video is not to help only you, but other future upcoming quality engineers, operations engineers, quality management system specialists, and so on and so forth. So this post is within the Water and Sanitation Department in the City of Cape Town municipality at the bulk water branch, which is Distribution Services Department. The salary per annum is 478,299. That's about 479,000 if we're rounding it off. That is basically 39,858 per month. That's about 40,000 per month. That on its own should tell you that this is not a small post. This is a specialist post. This is a municipality management entry level. So with that in your mind now, you should be equipped and armed with confidence and knowledge when you enter that interview room. You just have to prepare and arm yourself with all this information and transfer of skills that I'm going to be giving to you. This is not a junior post, so do not expect to be asked mediocre questions there. Questions there will be highly charged, but they will be within your sphere of expertise, your sphere of career. I mean, you chose quality. And you told me your junior qualifications. You are a food technologist. That's a scientist. That's a food scientist, a food technologist. And then you continued after graduating for your national diploma in food technology. You did your BTech in quality within the engineering faculty. Furthermore, you went to do your postgrad in engineering management. So you are a scientist, you are an engineer. So they saw on your CV all of that I'm talking to you about that you told me earlier this morning. So don't expect questions that are mediocre. They be sane when you enter there and write notes with what I'm going to tell you. So let's read this post. The requirements: a relevant degree or a BTech with a focus specializing in quality management system, 4 to 5 years relevant experience in implementing and maintaining management systems, knowledge of occupational health and safety, Act 85, Municipal Finance Management Act 2004. You must have a valid Code B driver's license, knowledge of regulation processes and general procedures associated with the integrated quality management system, report writing and presentation skills, proficient in conducting root cause analysis, proficiency and strong computer skills, MS Word, MS PowerPoint, SharePoint, and SAP, excellent verbal and communication skills, ability to work under pressure. Those were the requirements of the post that made you to secure yourself an interview. Those are the requirements that made you to be shortlisted. For the fact that you've been shortlisted, that means you meet those basic requirements. Well done, Put. That's a first step. Well done. Key performance areas for this post: support management during audits, EGAG, annual general audits, SABS, internal audits, etc. Support management during certification and surveillance audits, facilitate and lead quality management system across the branch, implement quality management system throughout the branch by integrating with the existing city framework, policies and procedures, prepare reports and presentations on the effectiveness of the quality management system, ensure quality management system is maintained at the same standard across the branch, maintain controls and documentation procedures, liaise with departmental auditors and ensure the execution of corrective action and compliance with specifications, attend meetings, record discussions, prepare and circulate minutes to departmental personnel outlining agreed steps and actions, conduct statistical analysis on various measured performances and recommend improvement, communicate to the branch manager on quality, safety, environmental issues, non-conformities and audit reports, ensure review of quality policy and objectives, periodically for continuing suitability. Wow. By rereading this to every quality practitioner out there, whether you'll be going to an interview of a quality practitioner, quality engineer, operations engineer in a private sector or in the government sector like Mr. Siseko Dlomo, make sure that you record everything that I will say today. And by the way, Mr. Dlomo, as I'm reading through this, it takes me back to 8 years ago. That's when I was occupying this post. So you were right by saying you saw that I once occupied this post. I'm sure you saw my profile on LinkedIn. Yeah, those are the things that I was also doing at the city of Cape Town. And those are the things that equipped me to be experienced for me to be sitting in the position I'm currently occupying within my metro here in Johannesburg as the quality manager of such a massive, complex and technical department. So you are a future manager, Mr. Dlomo. Just make sure that when you get this post, you ensure that you invest all your brain capacity, your energy, your time, and thank me later. I have highlighted some few things under the requirements that I read earlier to you on the job ad that you sent me. They are saying here, you must have 4 to 5 years relevant experience in implementing and maintaining management systems. They are not saying in maintaining a quality management system. They are saying management systems. By default, they are literally expecting you to know ISO 9001, quality management system, ISO 14001, environmental management system, OSESH 18001, occupational health and safety. There is so many ISO standards. There is so many quality management system standards. But because you are going to an interview that is within a sphere of SHREC, that means they've implemented only those 3 standards. So you need to know them. When I'm saying you need to know them, I will equip you as to what are they basically all about in a nutshell. Obviously, in an interview, you don't have an hour. An interview is not an exam, a university exam. So you just have to give the panel a synopsis of your understanding of each one of the 3 standards I've just mentioned. So when you see there where they are saying maintaining management systems, they expect you to know the SHREC system, the integrated quality management system that they have implemented, which is safety, health, environment, risk, and quality management system. That's what SHREC stands for. And then they are saying here on bullet 3, knowledge of Occupational Health and Safety Act 85. That is part of OSESH 18001, Occupational Health and Safety. So just make sure that you write notes with regards to what OSESH 18001 is all about briefly. And also go and Google that act, the Occupational Health and Safety Act. And you must also show knowledge in Municipal Finance Management Act 2004. That is MFMA. So go also to public administration archives within the local government and you just read just for 10 minutes as to what is the MFMA Act all about. Okay? That is not my expertise. So that one I will not cover. But you must actually answer any question that they ask you regarding the MFMA. They won't ask you deep questions. They know that you are not an accountant. They know that you are an engineer. So they will not expect you to know the deep nitty-gritties of that MFMA Act. Okay? But I can give you another answer that you must give when they ask you, what's your basic understanding, Mr. Zomo, about MFMA? Just tell them that an MFMA is a financial document that guides the municipality on how they must work with their budgets, how they must monitor their budgets, and so on and so forth. That will be adequate. At least you are showing them a little bit of basic understanding regarding the MFMA rather than you doing like this when they ask you, no, I don't know, I'm not an accountant. You can't say such things in an interview, Mr. Zomo. Just give them that basic understanding. At least that will blow their minds away, because they will know that, okay, as much as he's a scientist, as much as he's a quality engineer, he does read this guy. So they expect you to have a basic understanding of that, because you're going to be entering a sphere of a technical department that deals with a lot of budget. Water and sanitation, they deal with a lot of big projects, building of reservoirs, building of pump stations. Those are multi-million projects. So they expect you, if you are within their sphere, you must have an understanding of MFMA, the Municipal Finance Management Act. There is another bullet here under the requirements: knowledge of reticulation processes. You are invited to an interview within the Water and Sanitation Department, but Water and Sanitation in City of Cape Town has 8 branches / 8 divisions. So one of those 8 branches / divisions is called reticulation. So your interview is based at reticulation, and they expect you to have a little bit of knowledge regarding the scope of work of reticulation branch. There is 8 branches there. There is a reticulation branch where you are going for the interview. There is bulk water branch. There is wastewater, and I believe you are based in the City of Cape Town, but now you are just applying for a higher post. I mean, you are already in wastewater. There is that wastewater branch that you are currently employed in. There is support services. There is finance. There is engineering and asset management. There is a water demand management branch. And then the 8th one, what's the 8th one? Okay, I know it. It's scientific services. So you must know the brief scope of work of each, so that you blow their minds away. But they expect you to know very well the scope of work of the branch that is interviewing you. But if I can advise you, when they ask you that question, Basiseko, what is your understanding about the branch that you shall be working for should you become the successful candidate here? What does reticulation branch do? What is their scope of work? Blow them away, Siseko. Blow them away, Puti, Siseko. And touch on all what the other branches are doing. But to start with reticulation, go to my thesis, my PhD thesis, to page 51, read page 51 up until page 58 of my doctoral thesis. Those pages, I am talking about the scope of work of each of those 8 branches, because my study was within the Water and Sanitation Department. But out of the 8 branches, I sampled only 3. So my study focus point was in wastewater, bulk water, and the branch that is inviting you for an interview, reticulation. But when I'm giving the background to my university, to my external examiners of my thesis, I am touching also on all the other branches. I'm literally giving them a scope of work of the Water and Sanitation Department, where my study, my PhD study is taking place. And then I'm telling them in those pages that amongst these 8 branches, I am focusing only on 3 of them: the reticulation branch, bulk water, and wastewater. So when you answer that question about the scope of work of reticulation branch, please, Mr. Dlomo, please, Puti Siseko, just blow that panel away and touch briefly on the scope of work of each of those 8 branches. Obviously, I was in the City of Cape Town before I relocated to Joburg in year 2016, December. So I know the scope of work of those branches by heart. Support services, don't even go and Google Siseko. Just make sure that you briefly touch on them, so that you don't waste your time there. They don't cut you while you are still focusing on one branch. But please start with the reticulation, the scope of work of reticulation, where you're going to be positioned should you get this job. Reticulation, tell them that that's a branch that is responsible for distributing water to the households. That's the branch that makes sure that as the residents of Cape Town, we get water. That's the branch that makes sure that when we open our taps in our houses, we get the water. That's the scope of work of reticulation. I'm filming here. All right. And then, sorry about that. It's my neighbor greeting me. Then, branch number 2, it's wastewater. I mean, Siseko, you are in wastewater. That's a branch that is responsible for treating dirty water and then resell it to the farmers for irrigation. That's the branch that is responsible for industrial effluent treating. That one I know you'll master because you are currently employed within that branch. That's what that branch does. Then you proceed and say, bulk water panel, they are the people who make sure that the dams never run out of water, the reservoirs never run out of water. Basically, bulk water, they make sure that reservoirs, dams that are supplying water to the residents of the city of Cape Town, they are always having water so that the regulation branch can be able to distribute to the people's house via the pipelines, of course, underground. Can you see? You are not boring the panel with mentioning a lot of things. You're just giving a synopsis of each and every branch scope of work. Then you go to EAM, Engineering and Asset Management, but those are the guys who are managing the risks and mitigating the risks of the metro. And those are the guys that are ensuring that all the assets are in order. That is their major scope of work. You proceed to scientific services. Scientific services, they test water. They make sure that the water that is sent out and stored in reservoirs and the dams is free of germs. They make sure that that water is safe to consume as human beings. It doesn't make people to have diarrhea. That's what that branch does. They test the water and ensure that the water quality is always on par. Then you proceed and you talk about finance, but that's the billing. They deal with water meters. They deal with billing issues so that as residents, household owners in Cape Town, we get our accurate bills, man. We don't get overbilled. Finance, they do that panel. Mr. Zomo, do you get me? You will blow the panel away because they asked you to explain to them your basic understanding of the branch that you are attending an interview in. But you went an extra mile and you gave them the scope of all the 8 branches. Who would not be impressed with that? Because that will actually display to them that you are a very, very energetic person. You read, you research, you empower yourself. That is actually impressive to any recruiter. It's getting dark here. Let me see if this video is not dark. Hold on. If it's dark, we'll go inside. Okay, it's not too dark, but it's getting dark. Okay, then I'm still on the requirements. I'm still transferring skills to you regarding the actual job spec that you sent me from the city of Cape Town. And then I highlighted here on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, on the 7th bullet under requirements, basic requirements, proficiency in conducting root cause analysis. Basically, they expect you. By the way, there is not a lot of questions that will be asked because there is other candidates that must be interviewed. You'll get plus minus 5 or 4 technical questions just to determine your competency. Yeah, I will cover the other angles of things that they will cover. It's competency. You must display your competency in answering the questions, the technical questions. You must display competence in behavioral questions, in creative questions, but we'll get there. Let's just finish this so that I put it aside. Let's drink some water. Root cause analysis. If they ask you a question there, remember as a quality engineer, when there is a problem within your operational work, they expect you as a quality engineer because that's your career. We were taught about root cause analysis at BTech a degree at university. Root cause, you need to talk to them about what I'm about to tell you. When they say, what's your understanding, Mr. Jomo, of root cause analysis? Just tell them that root cause analysis panel, I will use an example. If there is a problem within operations, maybe on site or wherever, as a quality engineer, as a quality management specialist, as an operations engineer, as an operations management specialist, I am supposed to investigate the problem as to what happened here so that I can provide a fruitful and a valid corrective action so that it demolishes this problem from reoccurring again. So I must ask about the 5 whys. For an example, if I go out to site and I find out that one of the plumbers drowned inside a manhole or a stormwater drain and died, it was fatal. I need to investigate. Yes, I'm not a police officer. I'm not a detective. I'm not a forensic. But as an engineer who will be expected to provide a report that will assist the SAPS to do their job, I need to ask the people who are on site, the 5 whys. I need to go out on site and investigate. But what happened here? No, Mr. So-and-so fell. Why did he fall? He slipped. Why did he slip? The third why did he slip? He was wearing flops and not wearing safety boots. And there is no other answer. There's no other further whys. So you ask the 5 whys, but if you get your fruitful answers on the third why, then you stop, then you write your report. Do you get me? Basically, root cause analysis, you ask the whys until you get to the bottom of the problem. Obviously, there is no further 4th why after the person has drowned and died. At least you got other fruitful, crucial answers as to why did he sleep. You know that he was not pushed. He slipped. And why did he sleep? He was wearing flip-flops instead of safety boots. And why did he sleep with the flip-flops? Because there was water around the manhole. So he slipped on the wet ground next to the manhole. Along those lines, Seko, you are a quality engineer. You are a highly educated quality specialist. So you also know about this. Also apply your own knowledge that you gained at university with regards to root cause analysis. Then we go to the key performance areas. I highlighted the first bullet. There it says support management during audits. I don't trust this. It's getting dark here. I think we need to move inside. Let's see. Okay, we can still push. Okay, it's not dark. We can still push. Then under key performance areas, that list I only highlighted bullet 1 and the third last bullet. Support management during audits. That is self-explanatory. You must be part of audits. So if you are part of audits, there is a high probability that they will ask you a question around internal audits. And then the third last bullet, conduct statistical analysis on various measured performances and recommend improvement. So they will ask you about statistics as to if you want to measure customer satisfaction. Tell us, Seb, how are you going to go about it? So you can speak along these lines that ISO 9001 is one of the quality management systems that the Water and Sanitation Department has implemented. And by default, the department having that system being implemented, that system amongst all its other clauses, amongst the other legislation aspects of that ISO 9001 2015 system, that standard mandates anyone who has implemented it to measure customer satisfaction, to measure the perceptions of customers. Who are the customers? Citizens of Cape Town that Water and Sanitation is providing a service to. So if Water and Sanitation Department that you will be working for and that you are currently working for wants to know how people are viewing your service, delivery, quality, how are you going to know? You have to distribute out questionnaires so that they rate you. And obvious, as a quality engineer, you are expected to analyze those questionnaires and see where you scored low on water quality, where you scored low on water smell, when you scored low on customer complaints, turnaround time, and so on and so forth. So you will be asked, there is a high probability that you will be asked a question when it comes to your research skills statistics. Because you will be in an environment where you are expected to measure customer perception by distributing out questionnaires, and when they come back, you analyze them, draft graphs from them, and interpret the graphs and provide a report to management as to how is your service delivery being viewed by the residents of the city of Cape Town. So, before I put this paper away, very importantly, let me repeat to you, Mr. Dlomo, and other future upcoming quality engineers, operations engineers, quality specialists, scientists within the water sector, or anywhere else for that matter, because quality is a generic standard. Quality management systems, they can be implemented anywhere. Quality, to ensure that processes are in place, the ISO 9001, the environmental management standard to ensure that the environment is conducive to work in, occupational health and safety standard, OSH 18001, any workplace can use it to minimize accidents from happening. So it's a generic standard that can be used not only in the water sector, those standards can be used in any working sphere. So with that being said, do not forget to go and read page 51 to page 58 of my doctoral thesis. Go on Google, you just search there, Dr. Nokanyo Madliwa, you will see everything that is regarding me, and then scroll down until you see my thesis. My thesis, sorry about that, my doctoral thesis title is Integrating Quality Management Principles into Policies and Procedures for Water and Sanitation Provisioning in the Cape Town Metro. Let me repeat my doctorate thesis title. It goes as follows: integrating quality management principles into policies and procedures for water and sanitation provisioning in the Cape Town Metro. Okay? Yeah. Just go there. Then once you press on it, it will open. Then you scroll down to page 51. You read from page 51 up until page 58. And read through that scope of work of each and every branch. And very importantly, in the interview on Wednesday, Mr. Domo, make sure that you don't bore the panel. Otherwise, they will cut you. You can't spend more than 7 seconds in giving the scope of work of each branch. So you need to spend few seconds on each. You can't spend a lot. You can't even spend a minute explaining the scope of each branch. And by the way, they will be asking you about the regulation scope of work, the branch that is busy recruiting. Okay? Yeah, by touching on the others, the scope of work of the others, you're literally trying to plant a seed inside their mind that you are a brilliant quality engineer, man. It's getting dark here. Let me get inside my house. Then we cover the potential interview questions that they might ask you. I repeat, I'm not God. I'm not your ancestors. I'm not there. I'm not in the panel. So I don't know what questions in specific that they will be asking you. However, you can expect this nature of questions, especially at the level where you will be earning about 40,000 a month. That's a specialist post. That's a municipality entry management post. So this is the nature of questions that they will ask you. Okay, let me go and cover them inside because it's getting dark here. Let's go inside and continue so that we finish this video. Okay, let's drink some water before I move inside my crib, man. My hippie house. Let's go inside. My subscribers, let's go inside Mr. Siseko Domo. Let's go inside future quality engineers. Hey, actually, it's not too dark. Let's continue, guys. I don't know. Okay, let's continue. Okay, let's continue. The quality is not that horrific. Let's try. Let's try and continue. Okay, but let me go quick now. At least we've covered the job spec that City of Cape Town advertised. The Human Resources Department of the City of Cape Town is advertised on behalf of Water and Sanitation. By the way, before we get to the potential questions, you are very lucky. Anyone who's going to be watching this and one day would want to use my brains and my intellectual capacity. Starting from next year, January, I'm charging 500 per 30 minutes. I have decided that in year 2025 going forward, I will not be offering my guidance with regards to quality engineering, with regards to operations engineering, with regards to quality management system specializing. I will not do that anymore because it's very taxing on my time. It's very taxing on my brain capacity. It's very taxing on my intellectuality. So I will be charging for my brains. And I'm not the only doctor who is specializing with quality management systems. And I'm not the only quality engineer. I am not the only operations engineer. And I'm not the only engineer for that matter. We are a lot of engineers in this world. So if a person decides to choose me amongst thousands and thousands of engineers in South Africa, that means that person has seen something based on my profile. You can see that I'm an experienced person. Besides being highly educated with multiple degrees, academic degrees, I'm also having a vast experience. So you were spot on, Siseko. Your research was thorough. I've been in the quality sphere since age. I think I was 22, 23 when I just graduated. After just graduated my national diploma in operations engineering. So, with that being said, for the fact that out of so many engineers in this world, you choose me to guide you, that means there is something that you saw and I must charge for it. So next year, whoever is watching this, just know that before you consult me, it's no longer be done on a pro bono basis. I will no longer be using my brains to assist any black child. I will no longer be a destiny helper to any black child on a pro bono basis, on a free of charge basis. I shall be charging 500 rands for every 30 minutes. So if you want my guidance for 30 minutes, you will first pay me 500 rands and then you provide me proof of payment. Thereafter, we set the session. All right? Yeah, so next year, January 2025, going forward, I am no longer using my intelligence for free, using my brains for free, using my time for free. I will be charging. So you are very lucky, Mr. Dlo. Let me check again if it's not dark here. Okay, all right, guys, let me push for the last time now. Let me push. All right, let's get to it. So these are the kinds of questions that you can expect quality engineers, quality management system specialists, operations engineers. I will read the first one. So they are categorized into 3 competency questions, behavioral questions, and creativity questions, because they want to test your creativity. They want you to display your behavior aspect and obviously your technical competence. Take us through your internal audit system procedure. And you can see there was a key performance area there where you are expected to also be part of certification audits, surveillance audits of the Water and Sanitation Department and report to management after drafting those internal audit reports. So there is a question that can come out from that because it's a key performance area. Take us through your internal audit system procedure. So when you answer that, just tell them how a quality management system audits planned, what is the legislation saying. Number 2, what records must be prepared during the audit. I mean, we're quality engineers. You should know that when you're preparing for an audit, you must make sure that you draft an audit schedule and allocate the dates. If you're going to be auditing your sections within reticulation, you know that on this day, you're going to be auditing the administration section. You allocate a date there. Then on this day, you're going to be auditing the engineering technicians section and so on and so forth. You allocate a date. That is called an audit schedule. You are literally putting the list of all the sections within your branch and also allocating dates to them as to when are you going to them to audit them. So cover the legislation requirements. You are expected by the management system ISO 9001, you must draft an internal audit schedule. You must communicate it to the branches or the sections that you shall be auditing. You can't just pull into people's areas of work without you having informed them in advance, professionally so, with records. You must draft an internal audit schedule and communicate it to management and also send out invites to those areas so that you are expected on those days. Number 2, you tell the panel that I will also make sure that my internal audit checklist that I will be auditing those sections against is also intact. You will be using it to audit them. But sorry guys, have you implemented the quality management system? Sorry guys, have you drafted, have you documented your standard operating procedures? Sorry guys, are you conducting operational meetings? Here can I see the records and so on and so forth. So tell they're asking you here, take us through your internal audit system procedure. And an internal audit system procedure will tabulate and state those things that internal audits within water and sanitation shall be conducted in this manner. They shall be planned, specify to them that they shall be planned in advance and they shall be communicated in advance. I will make sure that I draft as a quality engineer, as a quality management specialist, I draft an internal audit schedule, I communicate it. I also make sure that I set the internal audit dates and send out formal invites. I make sure that the auditing pack is intact with the auditing schedule, as well as the findings form where I'll be recording the findings that I shall give them if it needs be during the internal audit, and so on and so forth. I mean, I'm talking to quality engineers. You know how to answer that question. I'm just giving you the answering line. Otherwise, we did the same course. We are all quality engineers. You stated, Mr. Jomo, that you have a BTEC in quality. I also have a BTEC in quality. The only difference is I passed mine. I passed that degree with a cum laude. I passed my subjects with distinction. But the same things I was taught in my university within the BTEC quality degree is the same things that you were taught. So answer that question along those lines. Number 2, and a second question that you can expect, still under competency category. On quality management system, let's wait for this car to move. Okay, sorry about that. There was a scoro of a Toyota Hilux passing here. Potential question number 2. A quality management system defines effectiveness as the extent to which planned activities are realized and planned results are achieved. In other words, to judge effectiveness, you look not only at the compliance of a process, but also at its results compared to its objectives. Describe how you would evaluate the effectiveness of a system. Please, guys, answer that from 3 perspectives: the intent, the implementation, and the effectiveness. So to answer that, you must first tell the panel that the intent of having a quality management system in place is A, B, C, and D. You know why an integrated quality management system must be in place. You know why your Water and Sanitation Department, City of Cape Town, implemented a SHREC system, which is the safety, health, environment, risk, and quality management system. So just answer from the first perspective, which is intent. That I know, we Water and Sanitation, you implemented the SHREC system, and you tell them what it stands for. I just told you, and then you tell them that, and the SHREC system, it's a management system that is there, that must be implemented to ensure the safety, the health, and the sustainability of the risk management of the Water and Sanitation Department. So that is the intent of the Shrek system. So when I'm evaluating the effectiveness of it, I will make sure that has safety incidents reduced, has environmental incidents reduced within the Water and Sanitation Department, are the documented processes achieving the set objectives. So speak along those lines. That is the intent perspective. That's how I will measure the effectiveness of this system panel. Number two, answer from the perspective of the implementation, that you will check using your checklist, which is also extracted and drawn from the clauses of the Shrek management system. So your internal auditing checklist must be Shrek detailed. You must have all the questions regarding ISO 9001 quality management system, which is the business improvement system. Number two, you must have legislation questions regarding the ISO 14001 environmental management, and you must have the legislation regarding occupational health and safety, OSESH 18001 occupational health and safety. So your checklist, because you are actually checking the effectiveness of the integrated system. Integrated means you integrated those three standards together, and they are now called Shrek management system. So tell them that you will check if that integration was implemented thoroughly and all the legislation clauses of each of these three standards have been implemented thoroughly. That's when you will check the effectiveness of this implementation. By doing that, you will pick up that from the three standards, you forgot to implement maybe two clauses from the OSESH 18001 standard. So just tell the panel that I will continuously ensure that I do face value audits, I do system full audits, I do procedural audits, just for me to check the effectiveness of whether this system was indeed implemented successfully by the Water and Sanitation. So speak along those lines, Mr. Dlomo. You are a quality engineer, a qualified one. Then effectiveness. Then you also touch on how are you gonna monitor that effectiveness by continuously doing the same thing over and over again, continuously doing planned audits, continuously doing quality assurance, quality control, inspections, and so on and so forth. Just answer that question from those three perspectives: the intent perspective, the implementation perspective, and last but very importantly, from the perspective of effectiveness. Potential question number three: how would you verify a purchased product? When you are buying, for instance, acids that you will be using to treat water so that it's safe to drink, how are you going to verify that chlorine acid has not expired? How are you going to verify that chlorine acid is of good quality? So speak along the lines of, you will ensure that any product that you receive, that you will use in treating water, it has a certificate that literally credits it to be of good quality. You also mention along the lines that you will also check for South African Bureau of Standards branding, SAPS, because once you have that branding, that means that your product is credible. It was tested. It went through extensive and brutal testing. There is no way SAPS can certify your product as good if it didn't go via brutal testing. So you check for those things, the SAPS branding. You check if there is certificates, if it's new equipment for testing the water. You check if they are accompanied by the calibration certificates. If they are accompanied by the certificates that declare them as of being good. Let's repeat that. They must be accompanied by certificates that proves that they also went through testing. Because I don't think you want to test water with a thermometer that is out of calibration, because it's going to give you wrong results, and that's not quality. Let's check if this is not dark. Oh, we are still still winning. Let's try again. Question number 4. Possible question number 4 or potential question number 4. How would you take the first step towards a quality management system? I mean, quality engineers, you can't implement any system without first doing educational awareness. So your answer point must be the educational awareness. You'll first teach all the employees about a Shrek system. What is a Shrek system? What does it do? For instance, you tell them that a Shrek system is a management system that is there to ensure safety, health, and sustainability of the risk management of business improvement within the water and sanitation. And it is comprising of 3 quality management standards, namely ISO 9001 quality management standard, business improvement standard. It comprises of ISO 14001 environmental management standard. You tell them, colleagues, and then it comprises of the 3rd standard, which is called OSH 18001, occupational health and safety. And you go further and tell them that ISO 9001 is to ensure that within our department, our processes are documented, our business is improved, our customer satisfaction is measured. That is, in a nutshell, what ISO 9001 quality management system does. Number 2, you tell them, you educate them about ISO 14001 environmental management standard. You tell them that standard, it guides the organization. It will guide us as a department on how we must ensure that our working environment is conducive, our working environment is safe. Then you proceed, you continue, teach them that, and then the last standard, which is occupational health and safety, the OSH 18001 occupational health and safety. That standard is to ensure that within our department, we are able to identify hazards before they can cause harm to us as employees. So it's like a preventative standard. It guides you and teaches you how, as a quality engineer, how, as a quality management specialist, you can identify hazards before they cause havoc within the operations. Furthermore, that standard, it teaches us how to mitigate those hazards. We prevent things from happening because prevention is better than cure. It's better to prevent something before it happens rather than correcting something that has already happened. You teach them along those lines. So please mention that on Wednesday during the interview. Should they ask you, tell us, Mr. Dlomo, about your understanding of a Shrek integrated quality management system. What is Shrek? Define it. After defining it, tell them what it stands for. After doing that, tell them what each of those 3 standards are there to achieve within that integration. Okay? Another possible question is, so with that question, how would you take the first step towards a quality management system? You will do educational awareness. You first teach people about this standard before you can implement it, because you can't implement it alone as a quality engineer. You need other staff members. Staff involvement, that's a mandatory aspect of ISO 9001. You must involve a staff involvement, and you must involve managers' leadership commitment. So tell them that you will teach everyone, including management, and you shall maintain records of those educational awareness sessions. You shall keep those attendance registers. You shall keep those educational materials that you'll be using to educate them. How much documentation? Question 5, how much documentation should be there within a quality management system like Shrek? You tell them that panel, within the Shrek system, there must be policies. That is one leg. Number 2, there must be system procedures. Number 3, there must be work instructions / standard operating procedures. So basically within a quality management system, anyone, whether it's an isolated quality management system or an integrated one like the Shrek system, the documentation structure within the Shrek management system, there must be policies, there must be procedures, there must be work instructions. Okay? What does Shrek stand for? What is your understanding of Shrek? Question 6, I've already given you equipment to answer that. 7, possible question number 7. In which order would you implement Shrek? tell them that panel, you can't implement ISO 9001, ISO 14001, Environmental Management Standard, and OSESH 18001 occupational health and safety at the same time. The first thing that as a quality specialist, as a quality engineer I must do, as an operations engineer I must do, I must first implement ISO 9001 because that standard literally is the foundation of these two standards. Once I implement it first, I've already killed 60% of the requirements of both these standards. But if now I would start with OSESH 18001 panel to implement, or I start with ISO 14001 environmental management to implement, I would have implemented 60% of the ISO 9001. So I must still embed the ISO 9001 into it, and I must add 40%. So I rather start with that big umbrella called ISO 9001, 100% fully. I must implement it fully because I know once that is done, it's easy to embed and blend the other two standards because I will just add 40% of the ISO 14001 and then add 40% of the OSESH 18001 because ISO, it literally covers 60% of the techniques of those two standards. Okay, answer that question like that. And obviously add your own expertise. I repeat, you are a quality engineer. Those are the potential questions that might be asked tomorrow. No, not tomorrow, on Wednesday. Under competence. Then behavioral. I won't give you the answers to this. But I will read these questions. They might come out this nature of questions. So this one is behavioral. Obviously, you know yourself better than I. I don't even know you. I've never even seen you, Mr. Dlomo. I'm just helping here a fellow black child who is an engineer like myself, who is a quality specialist like myself, and so on and so forth. Yeah, just for him to be extremely successful in life. Just for him to be extremely brilliant in his sphere of career. So this one, I don't know how you'll answer them because this is behavioral. You know yourself better. You know your conduct. You know your mannerisms. You know your brains. You know your hard work. You know your effort. So then they will also ask you under the behavioral category. We just killed now the competency category. Now we're on behavioral. I drafted about 3 questions here that you might expect along these lines actually. Tell us about the person who will get the most of you in the workplace. Let me repeat that. Tell this panel, Mr. Siseko Dlomo, about the person who will get the most of you in the workplace, the person who will annoy you the most in the workplace. Another question under behavioral category. What big decision did you make recently? How did you go about it? 3. When do you delegate? Why and how? Remember, you are a specialist. You are an engineering specialist. So you need to answer that question thoroughly as well. When do you delegate, Mr. Dlomo? And why and how? Then let's go to the 3rd category, which is creativity / initiative. You need to also display that skill to them. They might ask you a question along these lines or a nature of questions like this one. In the last year, Mr. Dlomo, what innovative ideas have you had at work? Were you able to implement them? How were they innovative? So you can imagine here, you have displayed your competency because you are an educated quality engineer. You are an engineer. So with the technical part of competence, you will swim because, I mean, you are educated. You learned this. This is your food. This is your field. This is your expertise. When I'm saying this is your food, you studied for this at university. But in the midst or above all that displayment of high intelligence and competency, you must also display that you have skills when it comes to creativity. You are not just educated, but that education of yours is beneficial in the workplace because you also apply it to come up with projects, to come up with innovative ideas. So by being innovative, you are actually assisting in making sure that your employer is operating at best practices, operating at an international level or striving to operate at an international level. And that's what you strive for as a quality engineer. So I'm done, Mr. Shomo. I'm done, my subscribers, with this empowerment. Anyone sitting anywhere in the world, whether you are still at university doing your quality engineering degree, you are doing your operations engineering degree, and so on and so forth, wherever you are, please make sure that this knowledge have impacted upon you. You always use it as a point of reference, because eventually you will finish your degree, your engineering degree, and you'll go to the working world, and you will have to go inside an interview room, and you will be asked about this nature of questions. Okay? Yeah. Mr. Sisako Dlomo, all the best, Puti, for Wednesday. Prepare tonight. Okay, I don't know how long it will take me to edit this video, but be rest assured, before tomorrow morning it will be up. Remember, I told you, go to my YouTube channel and subscribe. So if you have subscribed, hope you did subscribe, because I saw that yesterday I had 368, now I have 370. So I'm sure you subscribed, and you also invited a friend to subscribe, or whoever, or a colleague. Thank you, Puti. So I gained 2 subscribers today. Make sure that you are ready for this interview on Wednesday. Prepare. Go to this video, listen to it, take notes, prepare tomorrow. Prepare, Siseko, as if you are writing a manufacturing engineering exam of a quality degree. Prepare as if you are preparing for a statistical techniques 3 exam. Prepare as if you are preparing for a engineering mechanics exam, as if you are practicing for an engineering mathematics exam, as if you are preparing for production engineering exam, as if you are preparing for a engineering work study exam. Those are the subjects that you did as a quality engineer. Just make sure that you prepare as if you are preparing for a university exam for this interview. Then you enter that interview room with confidence, because you know that you have provided your utmost best when it comes to the preparation of this interview. Then the rest is unto God and your ancestors. All the best, Puti. Good luck. May the grace of God, may the mercies of God, may the grace and the mercies of your ancestors, may favor, may luck locate you when you enter that interview venue. May that panel see favor when you enter that interview boardroom. May they see God's grace, God's mercies upon you. I wish you all the best, Puti. All the best of luck. God and your ancestors have your back. Do your part and prepare. Because God and the ancestors, they only help a person who meets them halfway. Okay? This is your destiny. This is your future. Go and shine on Wednesday. I wish you all the best of grace and mercies from the heavenly realms. Ezisuka phezulu ezulwini, down to you. May those mercies and grace locate you. Enkosi, Bhuti. Thank you, my subscribers. Have a blessed evening. Bye. I can't even speak further and say, please do not forget to like, share, because it's getting dark. I'm not even sure if you guys can see my beautiful, pretty face. Bye. Until next time. Bye.